Now to our continuing coverage on a federal court case involving JXN Water. They were back in court today to propose a potential rate increase that could impact your water bills. 3 on your side's Teddy Reedy has details on what happened inside the courtroom.
In the second day of federal court, JXN Water's Ted Hennepin continued his presentation on why the private utility company needs to increase water rates. If the proposal is passed, your water rates will go up. Hennepin says the reason behind the need to increase customer rates is so the private water company can pay their operating costs. JXN Mayor John Horn was in court along with other city officials. Mayor Horn has been outspoken about his stance on the increase. He says he wants transparency from JXN Water and would like to take a look at their financials first.
Before we can support a rate increase, we'd like to look at JXN Water's books. These are 100% public dollars. JXN Water is a private entity, but they're doing their work with 100% federal dollars, which are public.
Although the main topic was rate increase, there were discussions about JXN Water customers being inaccurately charged, along with customer service issues at the utility company's call center.
JXN Water has a responsibility, and it's not able to meet its responsibilities right now. There are customer service problems. There are collections issues. We have situations where 4,000, anywhere from 4,000 to 6,000 people aren't even getting a water bill, but they're getting water.
JXN Water responded and said their main mission has always been about quality service to their customers.
So our duty first and foremost is to the citizens, right? That is why we do the work we do every day at the water plants, throughout the distribution center, our response teams to the leaks in the communities, the SSOs in the community. That's all about the people.
After hearing from JXN Water, city officials, and comments from others in the courtroom, Judge Wingate announced he will make his final decision whether he will grant the increase November 18th. From JXN, Teddy Reedy, 3 on your side.